All right, back here on Inside Wrestling Radio with
Aloisia.
Aloisia.
The Ia is kind of silent. You go Aloisia. Like, it's kind of like just flows all together. You can only hear it when you, like, draw it out.
Right, so it's Aloisia, right?
Aloisia.
Okay. Well, how about I just call you ISIS? How about that? We still
Hey, whatever works.
Are you still doing the ISIS thing at all, or are you completely changed over to the new name now?
As everybody may know, until my contract officially expires, I'm obligated to basically use, the name that they give me.
So you're still technically under contract?
Technically.
And when will that expire?
Everything will be official within like 2 weeks.
And then you'll be, I guess, done with the company completely at the point?
Yeah.
As far as right now, anyway, right?
Yeah.
Has there been any talk with anybody within the company about possibly bringing you back in the future at all?
Yeah, there's no animosity between us. WWE is a business, and, I myself run a business, so it just was a mutual business agreement. I mean, there's no animosity.
Right. So will you go back to the indies now? Will you do more indie stuff? Will you go more into acting? What's your outlook going forward?
Well, I know that I'm definitely going to continue developing my reality show because while I was under contract, I could not pursue that. So now that I'm free of the contract, I can go back and, start picking it up again and doing what I was doing with it. Aside from that, yeah, I'm going to get back into wrestling, and I want to be more in tune with wrestling because I feel like there's a lot of opportunities that can come about within the next year, and I just want to be prepared for that.
Sure, absolutely. And you're young. What were you, like 20-something or whatever?
Yeah, I'm just 23.
Yeah, so I mean, you're talking to an old man here. So you're a kid. You got a big future ahead of you, I'm sure, especially with your look and your size and all that stuff. Have you had any talks with TNA at all?
I would love to go there. It's just there hasn't been too much talk, but there's a ton of different opportunities available, and I'd be more than excited if they called.
So you would absolutely entertain the idea of going to work down there?
Yeah, anything's possible. I mean, they're a great company too.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we got a lot of friends that work in TNA actually. So I'm sure that you would be a great asset to that division, especially since recently they've released a lot of their knockouts down there, so they could actually use a little shot in the arm, as it were. We're going to move on forward just a little bit here. Tell us some more about this reality show. Was that just following you around, or what was the deal behind that?
Yeah, it was basically following me around in the indie circuit or whatever company that I was signed to, and it would have just been a day in the life of an Amazon, basically.
Right.
I get stared at wherever I go. Like, I'll walk into a room, conversation stops.
Sure.
It's like, I'm used to it. So it's so entertaining to me. I wonder how it would be to the rest of the world.
Right, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm 6'4", so I get a little bit of that too, but I can imagine at 6'9", just rolling up into a room, it probably is shocking to the people, to the average size people like Charlie over here.
Right. And I'm a girl, so it's like,
exactly.
Is this really happening?
Exactly. Right now, what are you doing? Are you riding out this WWE deal and just waiting for that to expire, or what do you have going on career-wise right now?
Yeah, career-wise, I'm taking dates in October, so I'm not able to do anything right now. All I'm doing right now is training. I'm doing, like I said, I have a personal trainer, so I do like a lot of training throughout the day, just trying to focus on my image, on my body, all that crazy stuff.
Sure, yeah, it's a grind. Believe me, I'm in there too. So it's absolutely tough to keep motivated and make it happen, but you got to do it, especially
right. And it's like different workouts that I'm not used to. I'm used to just doing like power reps, and what I'm doing now is like high repetition, low weight, exhausting with cardio in between. It's really good. It's very challenging, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen some of your training videos on YouTube, and you got to say you really are logging some good time in that gym. So it's paying off, believe me.
Well, thank you.
Now, I was talking to Charlie before we brought you on here, and it's probably a good thing that you didn't actually go on into the Fed there, because they probably would have put you in some stupid angle with either Khali or Paul White there, the Giant, and done something crazy, or worse, put you with Santino, which would have been terrible.
Whatever they had in store for me, I'm sure that it wouldn't have been that bad, because they basically told me, they're like, we don't want you to be a goofy giant.
Right.
They're like, you're an Amazon. Just let your inner self show.
Sure.
They just told me to be myself, and I think that any storyline that contained me, myself, would have been interesting, like very interesting. So I don't see how anything could have, I was never worried about creating easy storylines.
Yeah, but the thing about that, and And what you're talking about is true. Bringing you in to do your thing would be one thing, but they brought in Jimmy Snuka's daughter there, and she was a super over heel at the beginning, and then next thing you know, she's flirting with Santino. And sometimes, not to be critical, but I talk about it here on the show a good bit. We really just don't understand the ideas behind some of the booking that goes on there at the Fed. But anyway, that's another story for another day.
How about this? I don't understand some of the booking that goes on anywhere.
You know what? You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And I get on Charlie about that on a daily basis here on the radio because, like I said, he's a promoter too. So some of his fantastic indie booking ideas are world class, to say the least.
Right, but they're each their own business, and they each are allowed to run however they'd like to run.
Sure, absolutely. And I've been trying to get Charlie to bring you down and use you on a couple of his shows. Maybe we can work out a tag team or something if we get you down here. But real quick, we're right out of time here. I know you got a lot of internet presence out there, and you got a lot of stuff, a lot of dates coming up and things like that. So why don't you go ahead real quick and put out your internet presence and whatever else you want to plug right here in the last few minutes we got.
My website is aloisiaonline.com, and if you'd like to book me for an event or any show or promotion, you would go to aloisiaonline.com/hire. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, currently I am under Aloisia WWE.
And what any big dates you got coming up? Anything we should be looking for just to catch you out there doing shows or anything?
I'm doing that Legend show the 15th through the 17th of October.
And where's that at?
New Jersey.
Legend show in New Jersey, and that's all right. Is that like a fan gathering thing, or what is that?
Yeah, I think it's LOTR.com. Or LOTR11.com or something like that.
And you'll be there for the entire weekend. I guess probably a weekend, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So tell us again, you're on Twitter at Aloisia WWE?
Yeah, my Twitter is Aloisia WWE.
Okay, and your website one more time?
AloisiaOnline.com.
Very cool. All right, well, listen, we really appreciate you coming on the show today. We really do. I know you're really busy, and I know you've been doing a ton of interviews, so we just want to tell you we really greatly appreciate you coming on and continued success in anything you do. I'm sure you got a bright future ahead. You do have a great look, and of course, your size is always a plus, so best of luck to you, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. All right, that's going to do it for the interview portion of the program. We'll be right back. More Inside Wrestling Radio coming up next.